Good morning, everybody. Hello, hello. It is Thursday, April 17th, 2025, and my name is Jennifer Cotton. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Midlothian, Texas, and that means I teach people how to make greeting cards, scrapbook pages, gift packaging, and more with stamps, ink, paper, and lots of cool tools. So, good morning and welcome. Thank you for being here, whether it's your first time or you're coming back. I had some trouble with Facebook this morning, and I think I'm still having trouble. But anyway, that's why I was a few, like 2 minutes late going live. So if you're seeing this on Facebook, yay. If not, it's because it's only in the events under my Facebook page. But I did all I could to fix it this morning before I went live, and that was all I could do. I'm also over on YouTube. So good morning, YouTube and Facebook. And first one here this morning was Sue in sunny Green Bay, Wisconsin. Good morning, Sue. Thank you for being here. And V, good morning from a very dreary, rainy southern, goodness, let me calm down. Rainy, dreary, Southern California. Wish I could save it and bring it out in our 100-degree summers. Exactly, same. So here it is. I'm trying to see the temperature, but I keep getting messages. Get off. 68 degrees in Texas, where I am in Midlothian, and it will be, I think, 70 or 80 today. I forgot. But then we have the rain coming. We have it coming Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I believe. So wonderful. And next week too. And anyway, possible hail and all that stuff. But we'll enjoy today while we can. Lori in Hilda in upstate New York, and Lori in sunny Minnesota. Yay, liked and shared. Thank you. Cindy, good morning. Cindy in Rhode Island, thanks for sharing. Robin, good morning, sunshine. V, you're welcome. She says, thank you for the Prize Patrol stamp set. Of course. That was a team prize that she won just for watching the team meeting, by the way, if I'm remembering correctly, B. Cindy, good morning. Seal, good morning. West viewing from Pennsylvania. I cannot read today. Landa, good morning. Good to see you, Landa. Haven't seen you in person in what seems like forever. Lori sees me on Facebook. Thank you, Lori. Cindy, good morning. Second, Cindy, thanks for sharing. And Marcy in CQ, how do you say that? CQ, Washington. By the way, I also had camera problems this morning. I restarted my whole computer, so we'll see how this whole live goes today. Hopefully it will go good. Linda in Idaho / Utah, good morning. Happy Thursday. All right, so my name is Jennifer Cotton. I've been a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for 23 years, and I do this as a full-time business, so I offer these free videos. I offer classes and events that anyone in the United States can take. I offer retreats, cruises, all kinds of things. So stay tuned if you're interested in that. And again, if it's your first time here, thank you very much for joining. Hopefully you'll stay around. I want to remind you guys, let me CQ. Okay, CQ. Oh, very easy to Marcy to explain that. CQ Washington. Awesome. Carmen, good morning. Good morning. Good to see you, Carmen. Okay, I will be adding timestamps over on YouTube later today that will allow you to skip around to the portion of the video you want. So if you want to go back to card 2, card 3, whatever, specials, events, etc., you can skip around. And I have to add that manually, so that'll be done. And then I will also add manually a link over here tomorrow that takes you straight to my blog, stamptherapist.com. So check out all that. That's only on YouTube. We don't have those features on the other one. Let me see if I can add this now and see. Yeah, there we go. That's good. Okay, back to comments. Christine, Chris, good morning. Thanks for sharing. Tony, good morning. Pat, good morning. And Melanie, good morning to you. All right, so events. I'm going to jump into my events and tell you about what's coming up that you can sign up for. And again, let me grab a graphic for this one that you can look at. All of my events are offered in person. Let me say that again. All of my events are offered to go. Some are offered in person. They all are going to include a written step-by-step PDF tutorial. You can take the tutorial only all over the world. Classes with the paper and everything in the United States only. We'll cut, die, cut, punch, and emboss everything possible unless otherwise stated. You may need to own the featured bundle dies and cut those yourself. You will cut the designer paper if that's included in the fee, or like a kit or whatever. Otherwise, we cut everything. And you can get those tutorials only for each event. Anyone, US or world. If you're like, oh, I like that Stamp a Stack, but I'll just make it myself. I'm a demonstrator, or I have all the stuff, then you can just buy the tutorial only. And you do that during the class registration time. So whenever I have signups for that class, click the link and sign up for the tutorial only. Now my team gets those free, of course. Of course, they're going to get those tutorials for free. Okay, so join my team. All right, every month I have 4 classes: card class, scrapbook class, Stamp a Stack class, and sampler or wall art class. They're all offered in person or to go. In person is this Saturday in DeSoto, Texas, in 2 days from now. And so you can still get in on a couple of these classes. So I'll tell you about that as I go along here. The first one is scrapbook. You cannot still get on that. It's sold out. Scrapbook is, I'm doing the traditional scrapbook class. It's $30 for my club members, $32 for non. I'm just telling you about it so you can sign up next month. You make 2 12x12 pages. You get lots of supplies, so you'll have leftovers to make more pages or other projects if you choose. I will design the pages. We'll cut, die, cut, punch, and emboss everything possible. You will cut your own designer paper. So that's scrapbook. And I don't have the samples here with me. They're with Karen right now. She's cutting them. And then Brittany just jumped up here, by the way. So I was looking. Let me see. Come here. Hello. So that's scrapbook. It's sold out. But sign up for next month. And you can join the club. So I always skip card class now. I don't know why I do that. Anyway, you can join the club for scrapbook right now. There is a link in this video right now up here on Facebook, down here on YouTube. You can go read all about it in that link, and then you can join if you want. First of all, the whole scrapbook thing is discounted greatly this entire year of 2025. It's going to go up in 2026. It's only $30. It includes over $20 in merchandise, and turning her back to y'all, and the 2 12x12 pages. Okay, so that's scrapbook. And then let me go backwards to card class. It's priced differently. That's why I think my brain is skipping it now. Card class is 4 cards, 4 different designs, $20, free with a $20 order. Come take it in person, take it to go, whatever you choose. Sometimes we always use at least 2 stamp sets, sometimes 3. And it's $20 free with a $20 order. So I think, well, I wrote down 1 or 2 left, but I thought it was, no. I think I only have 1 left. I don't know. I have 1 or 2 left. Long story short, I'm making those cards on today's video. So you're going to get to see them and check with me. I will know for sure by tomorrow afternoon, but I think I have 1 packet left for card class. So we're going to use the Grow to Love bundle and the Meant to Be bundles. You're going to see the cards today. I'm actually going to make all 4 on the video. Okay, so that's it. That's card class. And you can join a card club as well with that one. In person is Saturday. All right, next up, scrapbook. I just told you about that one. That is a subscription club, as are the next 2. So that's why I got my little brain confused, because of the subscription club thing. But my subscription clubs, these are also offered as single classes, are you're going to get, let me remove that thing real quick, $20 or more in merchandise, a PDF tutorial. After 6 consecutive months of being a member, you get a gift from me. You get occasional monthly gifts. We do have a cute little gift for you this month for my club members. Yes. Thank you, Karen, for making it. And anyway, I hope y'all are going to like it. It's just a little gift. And of course, you can add on the bundles at a discount throughout the club if you don't have them, and build up your stamp collection. You can cancel anytime. You don't have to stay a member for the whole 6 months. You might stay 1 month and be like, it's not for me, or whatever. So, or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 months and then cancel. So you can do that. Let me put, let me go back up here, comments. Okay, so hopefully I sort of explained that well about the clubs. The next club, by the way, they're offered as individual classes. They cost $2 more if you take it as a single. So you save money by joining the club as well. And like I said, you can cancel anytime. Okay, so next up is wall art. Here's a couple of samples of wall art back here. And it's 12 by 12. I design it. You can, after you make it, you can frame it in a shadow box and decorate your craft room, your home, or give it as a gift, or do whatever you want with it. But it's, I think, really pretty. I was going to say beautiful art, but let me calm down because I designed it. It's really nice art, and it's fun to make. So this month we're doing the beautiful butterflies. I personally think it's a gorgeous sampler. It's got a black and gold background, and then berry burst, azure afternoon, black and yellow butterflies all over it. There's a shaker element in the middle, etc. But it's not here. It's with Karen. And I forgot to add the graphics to my thing of the sneak peek. So just trust me. I have 2 or 3 of those left. Again, I just need to make sure who all registered versus what got cut and if there were cancellations and all that stuff. But I either have 2 or 3 left. So you can sign up for that. It's $35 for club members, $37 for non. If you have any questions or need these links, let me know. But also make sure you're on my email newsletter. You can sign up right now up here or down here, up here for Facebook, down here for YouTube. And that will get you notified and get you the links to these classes. Also, tomorrow at 9 a.m. Central, I'll send out an email with the wrap up of today's video, recipe cards for today's cards, and links to sign up for all these events I'm talking about. Last but not least is the Stamp-A-Stack. These are the cards we're going to make at the Stamp-A-Stack. I have 3 left. I believe I do have 3 Stamp-A-Stack classes left, packets left. So you're going to make 2 each of 4 designs. These 2, turn it the right way. These 2, which there's actually an alternate version of that one in the directions. These 2. This is the Thankful Garden bundle, by the way, and these 2. Again, all of these 4 classes you can come take in person Saturday or take it to go. So that's Stamp-A-Stack. 8 cards, $35 for club members, $37 for non. You get over 20 in merch. You get this stuff cut. We do cut, die cut, punch, and emboss everything possible on these 4 monthly classes. Okay, we don't do that for everything anymore. Okay, I feel there's a weird look here. So let me check something. Okay, I think I said that all for those 4 monthly classes. Let me catch up on these comments real quick. Tony, hello, good morning to you. Pat, good morning. Love always Pat's pink flower. That's her signature, by the way, that pink flower. Nobody else can use that emoji. And the pink hearts, because Pat's team pink. And Melanie, good morning. Marcia in Wisconsin, good morning. Carrie, good morning in Tomahawk, Wisconsin. Dorothy, watching while driving to see your brother. Thank you, Dorothy. Rosemary, good morning. Pam, good morning. Linda in Mansfield, good morning. Lori, thank you very much. And Valley Chick, good morning. All right, good to see everybody here. Okay, next up, those were the 4 monthly that we do every month without fail. They're going to happen. You can always go to my blog, stamptherapist.com, click on events, learn about this stuff. Next up is the annual catalog celebration. So I do have a graphic for this one. Yes. I'm like, is that it? Okay, sorry, the font's kind of tiny there, but this is happening on May 31st in person. You can also take this to go. There will be a Facebook group to show you the 3 stamping demonstrations we're going to have. Those videos will be recorded, so you can watch those later as well in the Facebook group. Oh, sorry. I'm reading the wrong thing on here. That is what I said is true, but I was reading something else. So at this event, we will be using some new online exclusives and annual catalog products. I have them listed there at the bottom of the screen on the left. I'm just going to read. Okay, 3 stamping demonstrations, 2 display stampers. So lots of inspiration at this event, in addition to the 8 projects you will make, 2 each from each bundle or suite. Also offered to go, includes PDF tutorial, Facebook. You can also get the tutorials and Facebook access only. Your fee will include an assortment of new accessories and or papers. You keep the leftovers. In-person includes lunch, to go include shipping, and in-person BOGO is also available. Okay, so hopefully that made sense. There's the details, price, etc. And then what are we using? Sweet Jar Bundle, Impressions, a Bloom Bundle, Pretty Florals Bundle, Sweet Blooms Bundle, and Cone Flower Celebrations Bundle. So if you have your new catalog, which they are starting to arrive, if I mailed them to you, you know what those, you can see what those are in there. And some are online exclusives though, so you can't see those yet. Sorry, unless you're a demonstrator. Okay, any questions, let me know. But hopefully we'll get a good turnout for in person. It's a lot of fun in person, but if you're not local, you can of course take it to go. If you're a demonstrator, it's a great way to get lots of samples and ideas for all these new products. Okay, so there's that one. Next, what I was reading, the wrong thing, is Stampin' Up's virtual album retreat. So how many of you have heard about this? Either you're a demonstrator or from someone else. So this is for scrapbooking. If you're not a scrapbooker, now is a great time to try it. Why? Because you will make an entire album from this one event. An entire 12 by 12, 24-page album. You will need to buy the album separately, but you'll have your page protectors. You will have 24 pages to just drop pictures in. So let's read about that one. I skipped some. I put these in the wrong order, but anyway, right here, virtual album retreat. So it's May 28th is when we can all purchase it, including demonstrators. There's no pre-order this time. It's not really necessary to do a pre-order. So we can buy it on May 28th. There will be 3 days of videos that are at least probably 8 hours each. And they will be recorded so you can watch them later. But you can set aside those days, July 16, 17, 18, and participate. Have a virtual little retreat with yourself. Get a lot of snacks, invite friends over, and make these pages along with the Stampin' Up! Employees who will be demonstrating it. Okay, so purchasing the kit automatically enrolls you in the virtual event. So you buy the kit, you're enrolled. You will get emails from Stampin' Up! With info to join the Facebook group, etc. You will also be emailed the PDF tutorial. You're going to make 12 double-page 12 by 12 layouts. Everything will be included and cut for you. I do think you have to cut your own designer paper, but they haven't made that exactly clear. But like smaller pieces are cut, things are die cut out, etc. Let me see. You're going to make, I said that each double page layout is packaged individually, so you don't have a big giant package that gets all mixed up and you're like, what is this for December or January? December has its own bag, January has its own bag, etc. It does include all the die cut titles, like you see March right there. So the titles are the months of the year. They are pre-die cut for you. Everything's pre-die cut. It includes 2 stamp sets. The PDF will be emailed. It includes the videos. It includes flip flaps, page protectors, and embellishment twine, like a pack of twine, and designer papers. It's $250, which is actually an incredible deal for everything you're getting. And you're going to earn $25 product credits. So really it's like $225 if you want to do girl math on it. Okay, so that is what's up with this virtual album retreat. I plan to order it. So, and of course I'll get my demonstrator discount and my $25 credits. So I will be able to stack my savings and double up. You can do that too if you join the team. But anyway, so once I get it, I'll be able to sneak peek the stuff that's in it. So we can order it on May 28th and it happens on July 16 through 18. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a heads up. Start saving your coins for that. Okay, next up is coming soon events that I still have not set up links for. Bring a Friend Zoom bingo on June 26th. Annual catalog and online exclusive paper and ribbon shares are coming in June. And I already talked about the virtual album retreat. It says see next page because I don't know what I was thinking I was going to do, but whatever. All right. So that is that part. Last but not least, my crafting cruise, January 25th, 2026, Harmony of the Seas out of Galveston, Texas with April McCright, my retreat partner. We have this amazing cruise coming for you. Let me make a note. I can't talk and make notes anymore at the same time. Where it's a crafting cruise. It will include classes, stamping demonstrations, and of course fun, gifts, etc. We'll look at some pictures right here from a past cruise as we do every week. So real quick, you're going to get gifts every day. You're going to meet lots of people, get a matching t-shirt, have dinner with the friends if you choose, because it is your cruise. You can do whatever you want. Get a bag, have an optional swap, get lots of treats and food because all the food's included on a cruise. Mix and mingle, have half of a crop table for yourself for the whole week, in addition to separate class tables so you don't have to have, it's not all crowded. So it's going to be awesome. You can register for that now and then pay it out throughout the year. Once you register for the cruise, you can make small payments of any amount you want up until the deadline, which usually I think the deadline is in October. In addition, you can use that group rate and bring anyone you want. They don't have to do the crafting portion. Also, if you're like, I can't do a crafting cruise, whatever, but I know a friend who wants to just cruise for cheap, give them our info. They can use our group rate as well. Okay. All right. That's events. Boop, the end. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me see who else came in. Cindy in rainy West Central Illinois. The rain must be starting and then coming to Texas. When did I say? Friday night and Saturday morning when I have my class. Julie, good morning to you. Thanks for sharing. Jackie, good morning. Kawana, good morning. And Martha, good morning. And Kwana, I think welcome to the team, right? And Martha, good morning. Good to see everybody. Okay. So next I will talk about specials. So with Stampin' Up, let me check how I put these on here. That's a different graphic. Okay, so first of all, don't forget about the last chance products from our annual catalog, yes, and the current mini catalog. I forgot to bring all my catalogs over here today. Anyway, these products are while supplies last. Many of them are discounted. And also when you go shop that last chance products category in the online store, you're going to find other stuff that you're like, oh, I forgot that was a thing. And now it's discounted or now it's retiring. Those are all while supplies last. They're great deals. And as they sell out, they will disappear from that section. So go check that out. That's going on now. And now when you shop, you get rewarded from Stampin' Up. Everybody gets rewarded from Stampin' Up, demonstrators and customers. Every order placed from now forward that's $20 or more. Now you have to opt into the program. Don't say no. Why would you say no to free money? It's not like a sneaky, creepy thing where they're collecting some information. You're still placing an order. You're still paying for it. So they get the same info whether you let them give you free rewards or not. So say yes. And then every order of $20 or more is going to get 10% back. And then you can bank those up. You can save them. You can spend them all at one time on a bigger item, or you might be placing an order tomorrow and you're like, I really only wanted to spend $20 today. Let me just apply this $5 toward it or whatever. Like you can use them how you want. They expire after 1 year. The system will automatically use your oldest credits first. You don't have to worry about that, but it will also tell you if you have credits that are about to expire. It's pretty much, they got it set up for you. You can still order through me. You'll still be getting your online order thank you cards. I'll offer specials sometimes, and you're going to get those rewards. So, you know, I used to place a $50 order, get a free embellishment. Now you'll get a $5 reward every time you do that. Same difference, right? So it's going to be awesome. And also in the past, to get rewards, our minimum order was $150. Now everybody gets rewards all the time. And if you are a demonstrator and you're wondering, a lot of people keep asking me, how does this affect my commissions? Which of course we earn commissions and a discount as a demonstrator. It's unrelated to that. That is not affected. Your commissions have not changed. You still earn money. You still earn a discount. None of that's changed. This is in addition to that. I'm going to switch or fix something that's back here that's bothering me with my lights. Okay. So it's win. If you have any questions on that, let me know. Good morning, Lucinda. Sue says the cruise is a blast. The ship is beautiful. Craft space was fabulous, and it's a great chance to make new friends. Yes, Sue, 100% agree with all of that. Sue has been on, I believe, our last 2 cruises. Sue, right? And this makeup's bugging me. There. Oh, it was so dark. Okay. It will be the same ship as last year, and it is a gorgeous ship, Harmony of the Seas. And definitely a great place to make new friends. Like 100%, we all, I think, made new friends on every cruise we've been on with the stamping cruises. Okay, so let me see. Earn rewards, last chance list. I think that was what I needed to say about what's going on with Stampin' Up specials right now. And then I just wanted to remind you to make sure you join my email list so that you will get the recipe cards for the 4 cards I'm going to make on today's video. Join my email list. It's in the links right now in the description of this video on YouTube and Facebook. And 9 a.m. tomorrow is when that email will go out with those recipe cards, in addition to links to sign up for classes and just info about the video from today. Okay, so I'm going to check my graphics here. Yep, that was it. Okay, I'm going to point the camera down now and let you, I have a little, let me get back to where I need to be. I have a little bit of show and tell for you, and then we'll get started making our 4 cards. All right, so I'm going to point the camera down. I think my phone holder thing here must shift. I'm going to try to tighten it. It must be shifting because I set it up perfect today. Y'all know how usually I'm like, I didn't have time to mess with this. I set it up perfect today and then it was off. Okay, anyway. No, I did not remove that watermark. Hold on. Boop. Okay, there we go. Shirley, good morning. Okay, so show and tell. First of all, these are some cards I've received in the mail recently. I'm going to show them off. Let me move the envelopes over here. This one is from Lori, who's here today. This is the card, the technique, I guess, template that I showed last week that for my team meeting. And look, Lori probably already had that card made and in the mail when I was showing it. It's that gorgeous cross pop-up card that also will fit, like she mailed it to me in a normal envelope, fits in a regular envelope, so awesome. And then it opens like this. And thank you very much, Lori. She also has inserts of prayer. And let me show you. I've had someone asking me recently about, do we stamp our envelopes? And people do. See how Lori stamped that? So gorgeous. And thank you, Lori. I love receiving cards in the mail, of course. And anyway, I think the reason my newish customer was asking me if people stamp envelopes is because I usually don't do that in class and I don't stamp the inside of my cards. But yes, people definitely do that. This one is from Oma. Super cute with the cats. She knows I'm a cat person. Look, she said, of course I stamped it crooked. Haha. But Oma, I literally wouldn't have even noticed that. I had to read this and be like, oh, and then I looked. But thank you, Oma, the cute little kitty cat. And Oma always puts her cards that she mails in a clear envelope. And then, if I can put it back, well, just pretend I'm doing it correctly. And then inside the white envelope. So there's a tip there. And also, she stamped the front as well. So see, definitely people stamp it or decorate it. And then last but not least is Brenda. She sent me this gorgeous bright Easter card. Oh, I forgot. Yes, and I actually just opened this yesterday, and I was like, oh, look at that. The pop-up crosses there. They're on window sheets so that it's almost invisible. And gorgeous. And thank you very much, Brenda. And also, y'all, look, Brenda also stamped the front. So definitely you can stamp your envelope. Oh, and I think, no, she didn't have anything on the back. I got mixed up. Okay, so those are some cards I received recently. Thank y'all very much for sending me those cards. And then last but not least, I'm on sticky notes for videos. Last but not least, I wanted to honestly just show off these cards. This was my class from Retreat. It was an optional add-on class, and a few people took it, not a ton, which is totally fine. But I really like the cards, so I'm like, well, I want the world to see them. So I'm just going to show you these beautiful butterflies cards from my class at Retreat. And I can make the tutorials available if anyone wants those. But give you some inspiration for beautiful butterflies. We made a shaker card. I think it's just white. See, I don't set the inside usually. This was my favorite one. I just loved how the colors turned out. It's all stamping, no designer. I stamped it, whatever, on the back, like, you know how you have a reject. No designer paper, just all stamping. And of course, a Z fold and this one. So that was my class from Retreat. I'm going to show it off. And I will take those, of course, to in person so y'all can see them there. Okay, on today's cards, I know, right, Lori? She says, love the yellow Easter butterfly card. Yes. I'm glad you love that as well. Okay, today's cards I'm going to make are for my monthly. Yes, Lori. Lori said can't have a naked envelope. I forgot to tell her about that. Why am I blanking out on your name? Lord. Starts with a C. Anyway, if you're watching this video, I forgot to tell you that no naked envelopes. No naked envelopes. Thank you, Kawana. Yes, I agree. They are beautiful cards. Okay, so today's video, I am making 4 cards with 2 bundles and a couple of guest star stamp sets. And this is my monthly card class. So why am I making these today? 2 reasons. 1, no time to design extra. 2, it'll give you a taste of what I do at my monthly card classes. So you may want to join us in the future in person or to go. And I guess that's, the other thing is due to time and constraints, I usually like to pull out the designer paper I'm using and show y'all all the sheets, but I don't have that today. So just FYI, I have the paper I'm using, but I'm not going to be showing all that. But first of all, this Grow with Love bundle is an online exclusive. That's what my little pink dot means, just for me, so I can keep it straight in my head. But it's an online only bundle, which I think you've got to be checking out the online store, because there's amazing product in there that you're going to miss if you don't go look. So that's first of all. Second of all, I saw a friend this week, and she was talking about this stamp set, and she was like, yeah, I really was like attracted to that stamp set when it came out, even though I'm not into growing herbs or anything like that. And I was like, same. It's just something super attractive about this set. So check out Grow with Love. Now, if you are into gardening, growing your own herbs, etc. I think these are called herbs. Anyway, it's basil, rosemary, mint, and thyme. Then you'll even be more into this. Okay, so it's a red rubber stamp set. You, of course, assemble that. I have videos showing you how to assemble your red rubber stamp sets. Don't assemble without watching the video. And so they will cling really easily to your clear blocks, by the way. Super strong adhesive there. The size, that's what I was wanting to look at. Yeah, they're going to be a lot larger than pictured. Oh, excuse me, hiccup. Pictured on the front of the case. So you see the basil right there, much larger. And in these images we have, so it's like a, you don't need to color these in either, by the way, a really distinctive style image of basil, rosemary, thyme, and mint. It's like the stem and then all the leaves and whatever. And maybe there's a couple stems, whatever. And then it'll say the name of it underneath and then the Latin name underneath that. So basil, Ocinium, something. Okay, so rosemary, thyme, mint. So those 4 images with dies to cut them out. Then we have this, it's a rectangle shaped frame. My die is over here. It's a double skinny line frame that has fancy edges. It's a rectangle and the die is 2 by 3 1/8. So that's about how big that stamped image is. So it's all open in the center. It's just these outlines with fancy 4 corners. It's a rectangle. And obviously these images fit inside that. And then you can stamp the rectangle and die cut it out, the frame. Okay, then we have the words. It has 4 words in it. You're on my mind, which is a typewriter, a thick typewriter font. You're on my mind on bottom. From the garden of, and then a dotted line underneath it. That's all caps, less bold, sort of nice print. And obviously from the garden of, obviously because you're plants. This one says, thanks so much for your love and care. It's yet another different font. Thanks. Then so much under that are cursive. And then under that is for your love and care in a lowercase print. And then last but not least is a solid circle that has grown with love etched out of it. And love is cursive and the other 2 are not. Grown with love. All on top of each other. Okay, so that's the stamp set, 9 stamps. And then the dies, as I mentioned, you can cut out all of the stamped images. You can cut out a cute little, like a seed packet, pocket here. Also, you could put a gift card in that pocket, etc. I did not use that on my projects today, but super cute, right? And more useful than just if you are a gardener or whatever. But seed packet, pocket. So there's that die. There's the dies to cut out the stamped images. The one for the label, which I'm going to use today. And then there are 2 label dies. They are rectangle, straight cuts on top and bottom. And the left and right ends are like they are ripped or torn or zigzag, however you want to say it. The largest one is about 1 inch by 3 1/4. And the next one is about 3/4 of an inch by a little over 2. And of course you can fit like from the garden of, you're on my mind. Thanks so much. I'm not sure if it fits. Where's my stamp? I think I think that one will fit in this longer one, but it'll be short. So anyway, there's those. And last but not least, there's these little circle dies with holes in the center and then some solid circles that you can use to make like hole reinforcers on your seed packet things. Oh, and there's a circle die for Grown with Love, which is not in here because it's with my class thing. This is a class I'm doing in person Saturday. Therefore, my tubs are all put together here. I actually ended up doing 2 tubs for this class because there's so many supplies. So I'll just show you real quick. This one I'm going to borrow some stamps too. But anyway, this one is, or I'm not borrowing stamps. These are here for a different reason. But anyway, this is for the ones I'm going to make right now. So I've got the inks, the stuff they need, and all the stamps labeled with the colors. We're going to use these extra stamps as well, these guest stars. So that's my class tub. But anyway, not that you care. Let's get started. Xana, it's Xana's birthday today. Everybody say happy birthday to Xana. I almost forgot, girl. I didn't forget. I wrote it in my notes. However, I skipped it earlier. But I think Xana just got here. So everybody tell Xana happy birthday. I don't know what I'm doing with those. Let me get my spots. Happy birthday, happy birthday. This will go great with my peppers and herbs I give to my coworkers. Exactly, girl. Yes. Yeah, so I'm not a planter or gardener. I kill all my plants. Real plants, blah, blah, blah. But if you are that person, boom, you got it. Maybe you could put dried herbs in there too. Maybe that was the actual intention. I don't know. There's a little wax paper. Xana says blushing. Thanks so much. So everybody's telling you happy birthday, Xana. If you can or cannot see it, depend. Okay, you're on Facebook, so you probably see most of them. Chris also said happy birthday over on YouTube. Yes, we all hope you have a really happy birthday. Okay. Card number one. Card one. So I have a crumb cake card base. This is 5.5 inches by 8.5. 5.5 by 8.5. And it was 8.5 by 11, and we just cut it in half. So when you do that, your measuring is super easy. Just cut it in half either direction. Then fold it in half. I like to use the bone folder. I align the two corners of the paper on my table against my thumbnail. And then I try to do all the creasing with the bone folder. So I have less wrinkles on the inside than if I used my finger. This card will be landscape. And then once you do that, it will fit into the invitation size envelope, which is that size right there, which is a medium envelope from Stampin' Up. Super nice quality white envelopes. But my favorite medium envelope we carry is the clear ones. So now when you take your packet out, don't lose your pearls, which I probably will today. I already told myself you're probably going to lose those pearls because of the video status. See, they're not even connected. They're separate. Don't lose them. Those are the antique pearls, which again, I didn't bring the package over here because everything's still in process. You should see the other side of this table. We have piles of paper, piles and piles and piles of papers that have been cut. I might stamp a picture before we bag them up. But anyway, other than that, this is what should be in your packet. This is card class, 4 cards, no product included. So we're just going to cut any designer paper. We're going to cut the ribbon. We're going to give you the little embellishments. Okay, so the next layer will be Pretty Peacock. And I'm going to give you the measurements, not the step-by-step instructions, but the measurements free on my video tomorrow, on my email tomorrow. They're called recipe cards, and I'll show you what one looks like at the end if I don't forget. Then the next layer is this designer paper. It is called Frames and Flowers. It is a designer paper that is includes the die cuts, and it's still a current paper. It's gorgeous, and we are using this, not that side, but we're using this side that has Lost Lagoon and Pretty Peacock, Lost Lagoon background, and this little Pretty Peacock like hash marks, almost like a herringbone pattern, but watercolory thick. So hopefully that all makes sense. I forgot to put a little lotion on my hands. The next piece is the Timeless Plaid designer paper, Timeless Plaid, and this one is a crumb cake plaid pattern. Crumb cake plaid pattern. I said that weird, I feel. And again, measurements. It's just a small strip that will go straight across toward the bottom of this card, but measurements in the email tomorrow on the recipe cards. Now, if you're taking the class course, you're going to get step-by-step instructions, but with measurements. Okay, and then we have pre-punched for you 3 basic white. Grab this punch. Ooh, I'm blanked out on the name. It starts with an L. Lovely something. Let me look it up. Where can I look at it? I'm going to have to go to Stampin' Up. So that punch right there. Is it lovely? Maybe not. Sorry, y'all. Dang it. I was thinking I had the screen pulled up. Anyway, labeled with love. Oh, and it's low inventory. There are also dies for this, but they're retiring, and I do not know if they're sold out. But labeled with love punch. Okay. So we have 3 of those in basic white. We have this piece, which is not a scrap. However, it's bigger than we need, of Lost Lagoon for our grading. We're going to use it in the rectangle format there. Okay. Then this is the Baker's Twine Essentials pack. You get 4 or 5 colors of Baker's Twine in this Essentials pack. I believe this is the crumb cake color. And you are going to have a piece of that as well. Okay, let's stamp this. So I'm going to need, for this card, Old Olive, Lost Lagoon, and Pretty Peacock ink. I'm going to stamp the Rosemary in Lost Lagoon. Grab the stamp. I was mixing my poor brain up. I was looking for the word rosemary written here, and it says Lost Lagoon. This is rosemary. This is Lost Lagoon ink. I'm going to tap, tap, tap. This is red rubber, so it's not as easy to see where your image is. So to align this, I say get it where you think it should be and then go a little bit lower, at least on my stamp set. Sometimes every red rubber can be different. Also, you could, if you were doing this at home and you had the punch, stamp first and then punch. Okay, so there's rosemary. Then I'm going to do the mint, which is my favorite image from these stamps. The mint stamp in Pretty Peacock ink. These leaves are so pretty. We don't sell mint macaron anymore. So it's a little lower than I think. Hopefully it'll be good. Look at this stamp. Look at the detail. Like how it's so light and dark and looks like somebody really colored and painted that. But I just stamped it one time with a good inked up ink pad. So that's my favorite one. And last but not least, oh, I'm going to use that color for my words as well. Last but not least is the thyme in Old Olive. If you were making this at home, you could use whichever of the 4 herbs you want and whatever colors you want. But if you're in class, you have to follow my instructions. You're using my stuff and my ink. I could have gone a little lower with that, but it's fine. Okay, so we have those 3 images there. My card is going to say, so I did promise Mother's Day cards for this class. And I said I was going to use She's the Greatest. And then I started using it, and I was like, the font, I can't. So I did use it on the other card, and I think it looks great on card number 2. But on card number 1, I said, we're just going to use Stippled Roses. They have a gorgeous Happy Mother's Day. This is retiring. This is discounted, and this is Mom Supplies Last. So if you want Stippled Roses, get it now. It's red rubber. It's been out for a long time. It makes these beautiful roses that you honestly don't even have to color if you don't want to. And also you can just like sponge them like I have done on this sample, which is not a real sample, but you know what I mean. But it has this gorgeous cursive Happy Mother's Day all stacked on top of each other. And that's what we're going to use for this card. We're going to use Pretty Peacock ink. And again, this piece of Lost Lagoon is as tall as we want it, but it's longer on the left and right. So stamp it right in the center. that. Isn't that font pretty? And then what we'll do next is tear the right and left sides off. So when you tear, or in my opinion, when you tear, you want the front of the paper facing you and the piece you're taking off pulled toward you. That makes it so that the inside of the cardstock gets revealed to the front, which is the prettier side of tearing than that side. That's the ugly side. That's the pretty side. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. And then we are going to distress this a little just by hand. So from the back, I'm going to take my thumb and push the paper forward where I tore it. You can actually like bend a corner even more extreme. You can work it back and forth a little bit that way and then that way to break down the fibers even more. All the stuff. And do that on both sides. Love this set. Hope I can get it before it goes. Love the roses. Haven't used it yet. So you mean get this one before it goes? Yes, Santa. So hopefully now, there's always exceptions, but hopefully this won't go away until they put it on the last chance list, if that makes sense. There is always times where they're just like, oh, we couldn't do anything about blank and it's gone. But supposedly now things go on the last chance list. Okay, so that's what it looks like after you distress it. Focusing, I don't know why. Sometimes my camera focuses real good and sometimes not. There's all of our pieces. Now we can put this together. I don't need to worry about wrapping that ribbon around. It's just going to be a bow. Grab my silicone craft sheet, which will keep excess adhesive from getting on my work surface, whether it's scratch paper, table, glass mat, studio, etc. I don't know why I did that one first. I'm going to first attach the designer paper, a large one, I should say, to the pretty peacock cardstock. I need a light background so I can see, since these two papers are kind of dark. It's a skinny border here. Okay. And then attach that to the card base, which is crumb cake. And then when I placed, by the way, this card was inspired by a card on Pinterest that was different. I can't remember how. It was a little bit different than mine, but she had the 3 punched out pieces and 3 herbs on there. So I want to just disclose that. And I forgot how I changed it. But long story short, I want to see where to put this strip of what is this called? Plaid paper. I put it right about there. Okay, so it is crooked is what it is. It is, I'm going to get the ruler. It's about 3/4 of an inch from the bottom of the paper, the peacock. Okay, good enough. Now, let me add dimensionals to everything else. So my 3 white labels and my greeting. And Tyra, good morning. Late but here now. Yay, Susan, good morning. Joining late in Florida. Xana, you've been spoilt. Good. Oh, my lovely people topped it off. Yes, my lovely people. No, thank you guys for saying happy birthday to Xana, for real. Carmen, thanks. B, Cindy, Robin, woohoo. Hilda, Corinne, Linda, Melanie, Jackie, Cindy, Xana. Oh, Xana, that was you blushing. Lori, Chris, Lori, Xana. Yes. Okay. Then let me catch up here. I'm going to use mini Stampin' Dimensionals. Debbie, good morning. Good morning, good morning. Okay, mini Stampin' Dimensionals. I'm going to do about 4 on each white piece. You can use regulars. Mini is just my preference, and they are a better deal. $720 for the same price as 300 large ones. Yes, you can cut the large ones in half and get 600, but why would you? Just want the minis. And you get these really thick, wide edges on the mini Stampin' Dimensionals to use for other stuff as well. And I'll do 4 on my greeting also. I want to read about this shoe store that's having a sale. They text me approximately 3 times a day about buying shoes. I bought 1 pair. Oh, goodness. And okay, so I'm going to put the mint in the center. So I'll do that first. Right about there. Then thyme on the right. Sure if I centered that well. And rosemary on the left. It's a little bit not centered. Ugh. Okay, like that. My greeting will go down here on the bottom right. I'm trying to see where I have it on the other card, something like that. And then I'm going to make a double bow out of this baker's twine. So I'm going to fold it in half. And I always put in my instructions, fold in half and then cut in half. So you can cut it right now if you want. I don't actually follow those instructions, but that's what I tell you to do so that you have 2 pieces of twine. And then for twine, I just tie it in a regular bow, where you go around and pull it through. I do not know how to say that well on a video, or any time to say the words, how to move your hands for that, but I don't do bunny ears because it messes me up. I get all the strings confused and I don't know what's what. That's probably just me. Anyway, so just make a normal bow, but you have 2 pieces of string. Now it's a double bow. I'm just, trying to even those loops up. And then trim all 4 ends at the same time. Now you have a cute double bow, which we will attach with a mini glue dot. And that will be, we'll add our pearls that I haven't lost yet, miraculously. Okay, always tie a string around or a ribbon around your mini glue dots. That way this paper doesn't come apart. And then you can fold the paper down against it so that you can push really hard into the glue dot and not have to touch it. And I'm going to put this double bow right up here at the top left corner of my greeting. And then pearls. I'm going to take your pick tool. So these pearls, you get small, medium, and large, like 3 sizes. And this is the small and the medium. They're called antique pearls. They have been low inventory. They were still low this morning when I checked. So if you want them, they are gorgeous. They're like a vanilla color. They're super shiny. And so real nice for vintage type stuff or just kind of classic like this card is. Thank you for the hearts. I forgot to say that. If you want to give a thumbs up, a like, a share, that all helps me. A follow, turn on subscriptions, etc. So I see the likes. Thank y'all very much. Let me help it out. I'll give me some likes on Facebook. Xana shared. Thank you. So that's card number 1. you want to take my card class, I think I have 1 or 2 packets left. I think it's 1. It might be 2. Label with love. Yes, Susan. Ellen, thank you for telling Susan it's a label with love punch. So the punch is low inventory, but it's not retiring. So if it goes out, it'll come back. The dies, you get 3 dies. They're retiring though. Let me see if they're coming back. I mean, if they're gone. The dies, you can still get the bundle. Yeah, you can still get the dies for $13.80. You get 3 dies, or the punch is $23. Now, of course, the punch is more convenient. We use the punch for the class because you could just boom, 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 knock them out. But if the 3 dies allow you to make windows like 3 at a time and shaker cards and whatever. Like some people just prefer die cutting. So you can still get the dies or the bundle, the Label with Love dies bundle. Bundles $39.50. Dies only are $13.80. Punch is $23 and it's low inventory. So hopefully that's helpful. Susan, thank you for liking and sharing. Tyra, same. Thank you. I have so many embellishments. I could open a store, Lori. You got to make more cards then. Oh, that's hilarious, Lori. All right, let's move on to card number 2. I do need to go back and read y'all's comments, but card number 2, card 2, right here, same bundle. This one is a basic beige card base, so it's like a light beige, I guess. But anyway, basic beige. Same measurement, 5.5, 8.5, same fold, bone folder. This, ow, just paper cutting myself. Oh my goodness, I got a little white mark right there. I don't think it's going to bleed though, hopefully. So this will be landscape as well. And then inside the packet, 2 pearls, don't lose. Same size as the other one, medium, small, and medium. The medium one is really big, but the large one is even bigger. But anyway, antique pearls. We've got another piece of the twine. This one I think they call vanilla. I could look it up. Anyway, it's the same length. We're going to make another double bow. So simple on that. It's not the same card, but let me look up Baker's. Okay, Baker's Twine Essentials Pack. It's $11 and you get 10 yards of black granite and vanilla. No, wait, that's what? Okay, I lied. 10 yards of crumb cake and 10 yards of white and 5 yards of black, gray granite and berry vanilla. Okay, it's still a lot of Baker's Twine. That's the vanilla. Okay, next layer is Lost Lagoon embossed with the gorgeous Fern in 3D embossing folder. Fern measurements. Make sure you're on my email list so that I can get those emailed to you tomorrow, 9 a.m. This is designer paper. It is the same one as this card. Garden. Oh my gosh, I blanked out. I forgot. Flowers and something. Why? See if I can find it. Nope. Maybe it's not flowers. I can't remember. I said it on the first card. Does anybody remember? Does the new caddy have sets with punch or die choice? Lori, I do not think so. Anybody correct me if I'm wrong. In the new catalog, I think they probably realize that everybody likes the punch, to be honest, but that's just a thing I think in my head, because they're discontinuing the dies and carrying over the punches. But I don't think there's that in the new catalog where they have the choice of dies over a punch. Okay, so we got this designer paper, whose name I can't remember. Flowers and Frames. Thank you, V. Flowers and Frames. And this is a strip that will go across the center. It's a weird measurement, but it's a little over 2 1/4. And then we have 3 pieces of petal pink. We have a tall rectangle for the rectangle frame that comes with this set. We have a square scrap for the circle grown with love. And then we have a specific size for our greeting. So a strip here, probably 3/4, yeah, like 3/4 of an inch strip of petal pink for our greeting. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to stamp in Pretty Peacock. Oh, and we're going to have a guest star stamp set. She's the greatest. We're going to stamp in Peacock, and we're going to sponge in Petal Pink. Now let me grab my stamps I need. This one. And of course, I'm going to use the mint because that was my favorite one. Okay, so I've got the frame, the mint, Mom, and World's Greatest. So this stamp set called She's the Greatest, I think that's an online exclusive. I don't have a pink sticker on it. What the heck? Let me double check that. Online exclusives. There's only one way to check it if you don't know. You have to go to the online exclusives category and see if it's in there. I mean, there's another way. I guess you could go through your catalog page by page, but no. She's the Greatest, I think, is an online exclusive. Let me double check. Sorry, this is going to take a second. And as you see, there's a ton of different ways to spell or to say mom. I can't look over there while I'm trying to look at this computer screen. Yep, it's an online exclusive. It's photopolymer. I grab a pink sticker. Okay, so we've got Mom, M-U-M, Mom, M-O-M. Those are in a super thick, that's the biggest size of a word on the set. Super thick, all caps, handwriting almost, but print, whatever. Let's just see if the size is the same. It's a little bit larger in real life. Mom is this long and this tall. It is like 3/4 of an inch by 2 inches. So Mom is pretty big there. Mom or Mum. Okay, so we got that. Then the other ones are smaller. We have all these kind of, it's the same font, but not as large. Dash, in, dash, law. So in-law, aunt, bonus, step, great, human, parent, mama, M-A-M-A, Nana, N-A-N-A, number 1, daughter, mothers, apostrophe S. Okay, then in a smaller all caps font, these are kind of different fonts in the all caps. They're not all exactly the same. World's Greatest, happy, love you, lady, day, a fancy and, you're the best. The is kind of fancy there. You're the best. And for the coolest. Then in a cursive, we have pet, cat, grandma, mom, plant, dog, sister. Then we have a little dog face, a little whole cat, a little paw print, some flowers, and a plant. Okay? Very versatile stamp set. It's not just for Mother's Day. Some people are mothers in different ways, and some people aren't even mothers. They might be an aunt, a sister, or whatever. They might just be a human, you know? They might just be a human. Okay. Anyway, that's enough about that. But I'm going to use the cursive Mom and the World's Greatest, okay, to make my greeting. Now for in person, I'm going to have an option for them to put different words on theirs. So I'll have some paper just laying out on the table in petal pink. If they need a bigger piece, they'll have to like cut it down and stuff. But anyway, because you can combine so many words here. But just to make it simple, I designed it with World's Greatest Mom. Okay, so I'm tapping real gentle here to do this frame. I do want to get lots of ink because it's so skinny, but I don't want to press hard because it's so skinny. Also, never press hard on our ink pads. That's the frame. So it's just outline, super cute. Then right on top of that, or I mean in the center of that, on the same paper, we're going to put the mint peacock, the mint image in Pretty Peacock. I think I should mount this. Maybe not. I don't know. Okay, so give it a couple seconds here. Never press hard on the stamp pad or the paper, but you can be firm and hold it for several seconds. Yes. Okay, and then this circle, grown with love. Tap, tap, tap. So you can get lots of ink by tapping as many times as you want in as many spots as you want. But if you push hard, you're going to gravity, what's the word? I always forget the word, but it's going to push the ink off of the stamp if you press hard due to how our stamp pads are. Grown with love. And then this card is going to say, as I already mentioned, World's Greatest Mom. Okay, so we're going to need to stamp Mom first. Over on the left, Mom is capitalized and it's cursive, so the OM is small. And so that's where we're going to put World's Greatest is above the O and the M. Do make sure you get enough ink. So if you don't see enough on there, just go back for more. Don't press hard. That's kind of crooked. Let's just try one more time. Where did I put Mom? And this is Pretty Peacock ink as well, by the way, in case I didn't say that. Let me pay attention this time. I was looking more at the word Mom. I should have been looking at the top of the paper. Okay, so there we go. There's that. Now for World's Greatest Mom, we're not going to tear it, but I am going to use some scissors and distress on this grading the top. So I'm just literally, you see what I'm doing? I'm with the scissors coming from behind and pulling and using my other hand to keep the paper from collapsing or cutting. So I'm distressing the edges of this paper with scissors, which kind of curls it forward because I'm doing it from the back. You just have to, of course, not cut yourself, but hold the paper strong with the other hand so that you don't just collapse it and make it look ugly. Thank you guys. Frames and flowers. I got to memorize this. I know, Xana. I wish we could sell our classes to other countries as well. Somebody was asking me why that was a policy, and I was like, I don't know. Like, I couldn't think of a good answer. There must be some reason Stampin' Up! Has for that, but I don't know. So that's what I did. Now you can still go ahead and use your hand and distress a little more. You can even like break the fibers down and separate the corners of the paper if you want, so that it kind of opens up like that. And then we're going to sponge it. So a couple of tips on this. This is the sponge dauber. We're going to use Petal Pink in class. Don't do it over your ink pad because you're going to get little pieces of this paper falling off onto the pad. Also, you might get pieces of the sponge falling off onto the pad as well. And don't do it over your work surface because and these have flecks of ink on them. So I actually like to turn around and do it over the floor. But because I'm on a video, I will just grab some scratch paper. But a lot of times we don't realize that's going to happen. And then we're like, why is there like a pink streak? Well, it's because you did this, it fell down, and then you swiped it. So I just do it to the floor because, of course, we're going to sweep after we craft, right? Or vacuum, supposedly. But anyway, we're just going to make the edges of this paper a little darker. I like to do this by holding it in the air, also not down on the table, because then you can get these little circles. I don't know if you can see that, but it's like you get a circle. But if you drag it while holding it in the air, you get more of a weathered look. and just be aware of the debris that can come from the paper or the sponge. These sponges are not a lifetime. They don't last a lifetime. They do break down after a while. Okay, there's that. I do need scissor tear. Yes, Linda. We used to have a tool. We used to sell this tool. Does anyone remember that? I'm going to move all this so I can die cut. The tool was... it was on a little ring, and there were other tools, but it was a plastic thing, and it had... I don't know how to describe it. It was like a hand. If there was a blade right here, so then you could just put the paper in between the two things and go like this, and the blade would tear it up, and it was amazing. We don't sell that anymore because it was safe. Like, you wouldn't... There was really no danger of cutting yourself, and you could be real quick with it. It was awesome. Okay, so I'm going to place this paper down on my cutting plate that is for cutting only, but I'm not going to do it in the air like this, and then position this, and then same for this one with the circle. But I don't ever position it off of the machine, because then I have to pick it up and move it and transfer it, and everything shifts. So I do it while it's on the machine. And then if you need to, you can put a piece of washi tape, sticky note, whatever, across this to hold it in place as it goes through so that the die doesn't shift. Always have a plate that's only for the top, that should stay nice and straight, like never cut on this one. Like, I won't name names who did this, but anyway. And then when you do that with your clean brand new plate, the first time you see it curve a little bit, flip it over. You shouldn't have to be flipping it back and forth, but if it curves like this, turn it, don't run it through this way, run it through this way so it'll flatten back out. And so this would go on the, also on the front of that seed packet die. Of course, it could. It could. Putting everything back where it goes, since this is for a class. Okay. All right. I think we're ready to put this one together. Ooh, look, you could totally just turn this card and make it be not the direction I did it. Well, the leaves would be going the wrong way, but you could totally make it portrait, but it's a landscape. Okay, so first I'm going to add adhesive to and attach the Lost Lagoon that's been embossed with fern. Usually I would show you the fern folder, but it is somewhere from where we were using it a couple of days ago. Center that. Measurements 11, not 11. Measurements will be emailed out tomorrow at 9 a.m. And in recipe cards, by the way. You do have to scroll down in the email and click on the recipe cards to open those up. Then this piece of designer paper is going to go across the center of this landscape card. Then we're going to add, for now, I'm just going to add Stampin' Dimensionals to my big label. That was an amazing tool, Xana. 100%. I bet some people still have it. I wish I still had mine. Let me go back and see if I missed anything earlier. Lori, that is a pretty stamp. Yes. You need to get a little catnip plant. Ooh, that's true. Part of the mint family, Sue. Okay. How is that this morning? You are under events rather than main page. Oh yeah. I don't know what happened to Alejandra. In Facebook, I could tell something was going to be funky yesterday. I could tell, but I don't know how to fix it when that happens. But when I set up the live stream in StreamYard, and then I went over to Facebook to do something I usually have to do over there. It looked different, and I could tell it was going to be messed up. I knew it, but I don't know how to fix it when that happens. So, yeah. Okay, so I attached the rectangle mint over toward the right with Stampin' Dimensionals, as you can see, sort of centered top to bottom, maybe a little higher on the top. Okay, then I have my greeting here. I'm going to place it so that it, that a little, no, it's good. I'm going to place it so that it overlaps the mint piece a little bit on the right and then hangs off to the left. So I'm going to put a little adhesive on the right and dimensionals on the left. Trying to make it so that some of this stamped label lines shows at the bottom, just to have it interest in details. And then on this circle that says grown with love, I'm going to I place some adhesive on the right because I'm going to place it basically where it's overlapping the greeting and the mint, but hanging off the left side onto the designer paper. So I'll put a little dimensional there. Grown with love. And then I'll grab, or I will tie my bow just like I did before. So I'll do this a little quicker since I already talked about that on the first card. So you can go back and watch that if needed. This is that Baker's Twine Essentials pack. And just making my loops even and the size I want them now. Pull it down, trim everything. Okay, grab a glue dot. And this will go down here on the bottom left corner of the circle. That. And then I have the pearls to add right there. A small and a large, a small and a medium antique pearls. Okay, so let me tell you. Thank you, Linda. Beautiful card layout. I knew I missed some comments earlier because I was going back and forth. Marilyn, good morning. Did I say that? Cheryl, good morning. In sunny Illinois. Thank you. Yes. Okay. Trying to make sure we got all the happy birthdays. It's Xana's birthday. If anyone missed that, if you just came on, it's Xana's birthday. Tell her happy birthday. Tyra, thank you. Pat, thank you. Glad this punch is continuing. Definitely. Love the DSP. Yes, Linda, that DSP is awesome. It has all those die cuts as well. Lucinda Kim, yes. And I'm going to grab a pearl here while I look. Thank you, Tyra. Hey, Terry in sunny Denton. Good morning. Okay, so large, or I keep saying large, but it's actually a medium antique pearl and a small one, top right of the label. Okay, that's my card number 2 for card class. Finished card. Grow with Love bundle, but using She's the Greatest for Our Words. By the way, I did put this stamp in the box too. People can put that greeting if they prefer, if they don't want Mother's Day. But anyway, for in person. Okay, so there's card number 2. I didn't stamp this as well. That's why I was really making sure I inked it up good. But you saw, to get a better image, I didn't need to push hard. I just needed to make sure it had enough ink, and I let it sit for a second. no one would ever know if they received this. They just think it was distressed on purpose, but I like this one better. Okay, that was card 2. Now we're going to go card number 3. And don't forget, I'm making 4 today. Thank you, Pat. Pat and Tyra telling you happy birthday, Xana. And thanks, Tyra. Okay, card number 3 is with the Meant to Be bundle. Meant to Be. So, grab that. This is the bees, the second set of bees that we've come out with. The other one has a punch that matches it, and I believe that old one is carrying over, still going to be available. The new one has a smaller, these are different, both different sizes than the other one, but there's a smaller bee and a medium bee, I think. I can't remember now which is. Which one bee? There she is. Can't remember. And I feel like I've shown this on another video, but I don't remember. Okay, so yeah, this would be the punch would be medium. So the dies have a small and a large. The small die is over here, what I'm using. And the punch would be medium. So you could coordinate all of them together. Anyway, and then the dies have all these amazing hexagons. I think 1 or 2 of mine are missing. I didn't actually use them on these cards, but I used them on other projects this month. So whatever, I love these hexagons. You can do these flowers. You can do our hive, 2, a small and a large set of wings. You can cut out the antenna. I forget what this one cuts out, but this here, which I think it's supposed to be a leaf for the flower. Anyway, so tons of dies, 24 dies. And then the stamp set has the small and large bee, the stripes with the stinger, and the wings. So you can stamp all those separately and die cut them out, which I'll be doing today. A heart, a solid heart, no need. These are all solid images, no need to color. A solid daisy style flower, just a cutesy one. By the way, the bees are super cutesy as well. Like the faces are literally emoji faces, not like realistic scary bees. I think they're scary. A center to the flower, which is just a big solid dot you could use to make dots also. Antenna, and 3 different smiley faces. And then we have for words, cute as can be is all cursive. We are meant to be. We are is typewriter, meant to be cursive. And love this life is a nice cursive line of words. And then last but not least, a flight lines image. So dotted lines that are curly Q. Okay, in your packet for this one is going to be a scrap of white. This is not for those other 2 cards. Obviously, this is for the B cards. Then the card base is this piece here. It will be scored for you. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a score mark right here. So this card base is 5.5 by 6.5, and then it's scored at 4 1/4 inches. So then when you fold it on the score mark, and you want to fold away from the indentation and into the mountain, when you fold on that, the fold will be on the left on the front. So it's just like a shorter front than normal. Okay, measurements 9 a.m. tomorrow and email. Okay, so that's the base of the card, and it will be portrait up and down. And we have the scrap of white here. And then this card does have a lot of pieces in the package, like a lot of pieces. By the way, this is a swap I received, I think at On Stage. And I don't have a name. I don't know if they put one, but I display these on display boards, and so I take them out of the envelope. So I don't know who made it. And I just modified it a little bit. Okay, so the next layers will go inside the card. We have Petunia Pop, and then this is the cute as can be designer paper. So Petunia Pop paper for the inside. So this is a purple and pink card, by the way. No, they're not selecting sides. It's purple and pink. And then the designer paper is the Petunia Pop with the little white daisies all over it from Cute as Can Be. So that goes on the inside. Then we have a piece of bubble bath that has been scored down the center. Again, it's very light. It's hard to see it, but it's been scored. I will send the recipe cards out tomorrow. But just for reference, it's 4 1/4 by 6 1/2. And then when you fold it in half, obviously it's half. So when you fold it in half, it makes a 3 1/4 by 4 1/4 piece here. So I'm going to turn it backwards from the normal opening right to left, and it's going to open backwards from the left side to the right side. That's going to get glued down inside the card there. And then when we close it, we'll close the left first and then the right. Okay, so it'll look like that. If that makes sense. Then there's a piece of white to go on the inside so we can write a note. There's a little strip of designer paper to go on the inside to decorate it. Front left, we've got this. I was like, what did she use on this swap? What color paper is that? Oh, it's the Bubble Bath two-tone cardstock. So you want a color that coordinates with a color that Stampin' Up! Doesn't really have, like Petal Pink would look terrible with this. Look at that two-tone, which is going to be sold in every color we have starting May 6th. So we have Bubble Bath two-tone, the light side up, and then another strip of the designer paper on the front left flap. And then you close it. You got, again, the Bubble Bath two-tone, so light side up, and another piece of the designer paper. This is the one white background with the small bees flying left and right. And then a piece here for our greeting, and of Petunia Pop, I should say, a strip, and then the white scrap plus white ribbon. Okay, that's going to be our card. So that's the mechanism there. Stamping, I'm going to stamp the bees. This is what I'm going to stamp. This is for both cards. And I'm going to stamp my words. So I'm going to use Memento Black. I'm going to use mine, my personal one. Petunia Pop and Daffodil Delight ink for this card. Both of the next two cards, actually. A tip, because I always tell my people, stamp the daffodil image before the black image on the bee. The big, solid daffodil oval before the black. Why? Why, Jennifer? Why do you care? Because you are 100% guaranteed that if you stamp the black one first at my class, you're not going to have time to let it dry solid enough to then stamp this. What am I trying to say? You've got black on the paper. Then you ink this up in yellow and you go down on this black and you pick up some black and then go back to the yellow and you're getting black ink on my daffodil pad. So I want you to stamp the yellow first if you're using mine. And where you need to look to align it is not here, not here, not here. You need to look at that tail and align that right there. So that's your visual info. Okay. I don't put the faces on until after I die cut these out because I want to make sure I stamp them in the correct direction. So that's why there's no faces on these. Okay, so we need, and I need to keep this piece for my class, so I'm going to restamp it. I know, Tyra, I love the bee set. Disappointed in the Fern embossing folder. Oh, I think Fern is not retiring. Let me check. Because I checked that. Girl, how did I miss that? Fern is retiring. Thank you for telling me. Who said that? Ellen? Dang. Ellen, I thought it was staying. So I'm disappointed too, Ellen. Okay, let me read your full comment. Use it all the time. Yes, girl. Same, obviously. So I'm also now disappointed. So get that Fern while y'all can. I don't know how I got it in my head that it was staying. Okay. B. Only tap. If y'all want a nice solid B like mine, only tap. You got to leave some space at the end of these B's for that stinger. Yep. And then it's funny because I could have sworn I checked that yesterday too, that fern thing. So silly me. Okay, tap, tap, tap. Get readers if you need them. Get good lighting. But to align this, first look at the tail of the stinger, and get that black end of it right here. And then look at the top and bottom and just make sure they're not over. And that's all you need to do. And you're not going to be perfect every time. Nobody's perfect. That's fine. Not perfect. I'm just trying on purpose to show y'all how imperfect it can be. Just kidding. It's because I can't get my head over it straight due to the video, but that is literally good enough. You'll see. It's fine. Okay, what else? Need some antenna. Do the wings next. Petunia pop here for hearts and wings. I guess I'll do. Try it this way. If you're ever wondering when you see my class instructions and you're like, why did she separate those? It's probably because I was looking at all my samples and making this thing, and I thought I stamped all the wings. And then I was like, oh, wait, there's one more wing. That's why. But now that I have the perspective, I'll make this be the sample for the customer so it can make so much sense to them. So I'll die cut these out. And I'll save this for class. And my photo. I'll photograph that for the instructions. Anyway, that's what you need. And this is for both cards. I'm just going to do it all now to save y'all time because I normally don't make 4 cards on a video. I usually make 3. And also, I mean, it's early for me at this time. However, I'm also hungry. Okay. This little strip for our greeting is, I believe, 5/8 inches tall, and it is the exact length we need it. And again, that length will be in that recipe card, but it's just long enough to stamp "Love This Life" on it in Memento Black on Petunia Pop strip. So again, "Love This Life" is all lowercase. It's a nice traditional typewriter style font, and it's 5/8 inch tall, so it's nice and big. It's not giant, but it's not tiny. This stamp set also was introduced as or in our scrapbooking line. That's why the words "cute as can be," "we are meant to be," "love this life" also would make great scrapbook titles. Okay, so I got out from Meant to Be dies the heart, the small bee, the antenna, and the wings. The small wings, because there are large ones also. I'm going to cut everything apart like I always do. Move all this out of my way. My magnet. And then we'll die cut these out. Hello, please pick up. All right, we'll die cut those out. It'll take me a minute. That's all right. Please explain your black stamp pad. Yes, Ellen. I need to save what? Just none of these. I'll do the faces last. Let me grab that black ink pad. Okay, so this is a Stampin' Up uninked white stamp pad. So you can buy the white stamp pad, or the only way you can buy it is with no ink in it. And then in this video, April 4th, 2024 at 56 minutes, in the timestamps, I have a thing that says making memento pad or something. It takes you straight there, 56 minutes and 39. By the way, the video has everyday details in the title. Everyday details is the name of the bundle I used. Timestamp and description. Okay. In that video, I don't show it because I had already made it, but I talk about making it. I made it on March 24th with a memento black ink refill. I only made like an oval in the center with the ink refill of black. And basically, I just squeezed and touched the tip of the ink refill to the pad and made like a little circles until the top just was colored black. And then I stopped and I stamped something in it and it stamped beautiful. For me, I'm going to grab my die cup while I say all this. There was no reason to ink the edges at that time because what I was stamping was not that size. And then what I found happened is over the course of basically that next week or so of me using my black pad like that, the ink spread all the way to the edges on its own. And then since then, I have re-inked it 4 times. May, July, January, and March. And it's over a year old now. Okay, so hopefully that, and I am going to make a video of me making one. I just literally don't have time, which I know nobody's criticizing me. I'm just like, you need to make that video. It's not going to take you that long. But anyway, now why do this? What's the purpose? I was hoping, and it seems to be the case, that it stays super, super solid black. And then when you re-ink it, it's super solid black. I love Memento ink pads. That's my favorite black ink. And so I don't have any problem with that. It's just that after a while, because their ink pad is not foam, it is linen and it's real hard. At a certain point in its life, it quits. I guess it soaks too much ink and it goes to the bottom when you re-ink it instead of staying on the top of the surface like ours do. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. By the way, this wasn't my idea. I saw other demonstrators doing the same thing. And I was like, I'm going to try that because a brand new Memento ink pad is amazing. But after a year or two, it's hard to re-ink. So I tried it and it's beautiful. So hopefully that helps. Yes, I like it way better. And everyone I know that's tried it is like, oh, thank you for telling me about this. I don't think Mary Ann is on the video today, but she's one of the ones that's like, I love my white memento or whatever she called it. Yeah, so hopefully that's helpful. Anyone else? Have you tried it? Anybody? Let Ellen know. Also, Memento, I mean, this is not also, I'm just saying, Memento ink pad has been unable to order for a long time. And that's something to do with the manufacturer. This has nothing to do with that. It wasn't a solution to that. Trust me, y'all, I've got probably 10 Memento ink pads at minimum and multiple ink refills. So it wasn't because of that. However, maybe you might need to do that since that ink pad's not orderable. That's the wonderful heart shifted when I started running that through. So let me fix this. Ellen, that was a good thing for me to talk about while I'm doing all this boring die cutting. So thank you. I think the antenna shifted, but whatever. We're going to go with it. Yes, I could tape them down, but you know. Oh no, they didn't. Yay. Antenna look great. Heart. I mean, it's not perfect, but whatever. We're going to go with it. Wings are good, though. Wings are good. I like these wings because there's no, like, the trash is all one piece. It's not making scraps or whatever. Hey, Scott.
Hey, what?
Do you want to tell Xana happy birthday? Remember we met her in England?
Has she been bad? Like, should I sing?
No, she hasn't been bad.
Okay. In that case, I'll just say, happy birthday!
Thank you. Scott came in here to get a drink for his lunch. So we keep our sodas in the garage refrigerator, which is where I am. Which is not a garage. It is, but it's not. Ask any of my helpers who've been over here. Or my customers who used to take classes in here. Okay, here we go. My black is now on. Oh, here we go, Ellen. Oh, Cindy says, yes, I have one. Love it. G-Ann says, my black is now on the white also, and I love the way it stamps now, especially with photopolymer. Right, girl? Yes, good point on that. Because, you know, it's just something about the surf. I mean, I'm not dissing. Their ink pads are basically how ours used to be, that linen type. Hard linen. Maybe that's why it's taking so long. Maybe they're no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. And we don't make Memento ink. That another company makes that. We just sell it and the refills. But it's our foam. The foam is what gives you such an incredible stamping result. I mean, probably the ink too, like if you have crappy ink, but obviously Memento is a good ink. So the foam surface of our stamp pads is what gives you such incredible inking. But the other mistake people make with that is not pressing gently into our stamp pad. So if you press hard, that physics happens and it pushes the ink off. Okay, for this card, I need 2 bees. They're going to be flying towards each other. And I need 2 wings and 2 antennae. These other things are for my next card. So I'm going to need 2 faces, and I want these 2. Okay, so I'm back on this card. Thank y'all for sharing that you like the Memento pad. Okay, but I need it again. But yeah, so when you make this, you have to tap, tap, tap exactly like a Stampin' Up ink pad, right? Which that's one, I would call it a perk for Memento, is you can hit it as hard as you want. If you need to take out any aggression, you can hit it on that other pad. Let me go ahead and add the face to this other one for the next card, just to save a minute on that one. So I'm just tapping real gently, tap, 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 especially with these fine, fine face images, and then putting those little cute faces on the bees. They're all smiling. One is just 2 dots for the eyes, and the other 2 have just lines for the eyes, either curved up or curved downward. But they all look happy. Okay. So I'm going to glue all these pieces as I explained earlier, but I will say it as I go. So I'm going to open the card base and attach the Petunia Pop designer paper to the Petunia Pop cardstock. And then attach that to the card base. Hey, G-Ann, thanks for sharing. I need to make a black pad, but I don't understand why SU doesn't partner with Memento. Who knows? But Memento, like maybe they're not the ones that don't want to partner. I'm just saying, who knows? Who knows? Or maybe they don't know. Like, we need to tell them, hey, look what we did. Because I'm sure some demonstrator sitting in their craft room is the one that originally invented that, and then tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. But maybe we haven't told Stampin' Up. I mean, I haven't told them personally. I don't know if they know about it or not. Okay, the left strip, it's flowers. It's these little bunches of 3 flowers, petunia, pool, and bubble bath, I think, in this paper, yes. And that's attached to the bubble bath 2-tone cardstock, and that's going on the front left flap here of this card. It's similar to a Z fold, but not. Oh, Brittany just came in here. Okay, next I'm going to attach the other piece that is like a little bitty card, folded, but we're going to fold it or have it open backwards. So I'm going to put adhesive on this side, a little more than I normally would with Stampin' Seal, which is a super strong adhesive. And the best way to do this will be to open your card up, fold this flat so it's one piece so you can center it as best as possible. Top to bottom, left to right, just center it. Don't stress if it's off though, because then it'll be in the right place when you open it. Refold it. Okay, on the inside is this basic white piece. You could stamp that if you were doing your own card, but my intention is to write a note. And then we got a little strip of like a 3/4 inch strip of the same flowers from the front to go on the inside. This is because I'm copying a swap. I wouldn't probably have done so much. Nothing wrong with it. Y'all just know my normal. But lots of layers on this one. Then we're going to decorate the front. We've got this. Actually, I'll put the white paper with the little small yellow bees and little petunia pop hearts and yellow or pink flight lines, bubble bath paper onto the bubble bath 2-tone light side up. And then that goes on the front bubble bath rectangle. Then we're just going to decorate this front with these stamped and die cut pieces. So we've got our greeting and everything else. So to assemble my bees, I'm just going to add adhesive to the back top for the wing. Oh my gosh, I dropped the antenna. Put an antenna and then I'll add dimensionals to that. So basically assemble both bees. And then dimensionals, I'm going to add the greeting with dimensionals, but there's going to be a bow under it, so I'll hold off on that for a second. When I place these dimensionals on the bee, I'll make sure to overlap where the wings and antenna touch the paper so that they don't fall off. That way I don't have to go crazy with my adhesive on that part. I understand. Maybe we need to ask you. Yes, Lori. So that is 100% true. That the more customers and demonstrators request stuff, the better chance we have of them doing it or looking into it or whatever. So I'm going to put these 2 bees up here toward the top of this rectangle. One up higher on the right, lower on the left, like they're flying towards each other. But yes, 100% Lori is correct. If everybody floods it, if you're a demonstrator, we have this thing called, what is that called? Suggestion box, I think is what they call it now. And if we flood the suggestion box with all of the ideas, I would say what Lori said, can you partner with Memento? Or if not, can you sell a blank ink pad? Because we would love to be able to do that. Yes, and sell a white refill separately. And then this is how you make a white pad, by these two things. Yes, very smart. So anyway, yeah, we should all flood it. And if you're a customer, just email ds@stampinup.com. That's demonstrator support. I don't know if they have a customer email. Okay. I'm going to make a bunny ears bow. This is our white woven ribbon. You'll get a piece of it in your class. This is card class, by the way, for this month. I made 2 bunny ears. I put tons of space in between the 2 ears. As you can see here, I have one in my right hand, one in my left, and 2 tails hanging down. This is the size ribbon you're going to get in the class. And then also the ribbon has not been turned and twisted like that. I've made sure to keep it straight and flat. Then I'm going to take the right loop and bring it to the front, which is towards me, and cross it over the left loop, and then push that right one down into the rabbit hole. Now again, I'm still keeping this ribbon as flat and straight as possible the whole time until it's time that you can't do that anymore, and you can let it go and fix your loops and tails. So that's how you do a bunny ears bow. And now I'm just fixing it. Want a probably medium-sized bow for this card. You can trim the ends if needed. The bow is going to go down here a little in that middle section, or the section below the bees, the middle of the section below the bees. And then the greeting is going to go across it like that. So just estimate where that's going to be using the greeting and visuals. Put that ribbon or that bow there. Kind of looks weird until we add this greeting. So when I put the greeting, I want dimensionals on the right side and the left side, but not right here where it will be on the ribbon. But I will go ahead and add a little adhesive there just to stick it down. I'm looking for these. Again, I'm just using the mini dimensionals, but whatever size is fine. Both would be fine for this card especially. And the Love This Life is the same length as this bubble bath piece here. And that's it. This card does not have gems. This is the finished card. Card number 3, card 3 of card class. And there's the original sample. This is the swap I received, but I pulled some things off of it and changed it because I didn't have time to remake it. So I modified it. Otherwise, it's the original. So there we go. There's card class. I mean, card 3, whatever. Okay, one more. This one should be pretty quick since I've stamped most of the stuff. Card number 4. And I didn't have to make this today, but it was super simple and we had the paper cut. So I was like, why not? So on this one, we have, I'm going to go through it a little quickly. We have a pool party card base. So what we did, this is all done for you. We took in 4 1/4 by 11 card base, 4 1/4 by 11 pool party. We cut it in half. I think I've maybe shown this on a video before, but anyway. Oh, we didn't cut it in half. We scored it in half. Okay, scored it in half and then folded it in half and then ran it through the die cut machine with the largest Everyday Arches die. Just the tiniest bit past the score mark. So it has to be past the score mark so that it doesn't cut. Basically, you just want the end of the die. See how the end is not touching the folded part there. And then we ran it through one time. And you get this cute size of a card base. It's definitely going to fit still into your invitation size envelope. And it's super cute. You can make this card open this direction, upside down, basically. You can probably make it open sideways too, or the way we are, top to bottom. or bottom to top, I should say, bottom to top opening. Okay, so that's our card base. And we also took the, this is a magnet. We took the next size down of a die, which I think is this one. No. Oh, it might not be in here. I don't know. I'm going to get this one. Y'all, every dies are all over this room right now. Anyway, we took the next size down and cut a piece of the designer paper. This is the same pattern that's on the front of the last bee card. So it's white with the small bees flying across. You got to check the direction when you cut this one so that it's the correct direction. So we did that. And then we took this same Everyday Arches die, but a little bit smaller. By the way, this is a card I copied from myself. It is from a team incentive that I designed for them a couple of months ago. So I can't remember if I showed it on a video before, like in just a quick thing, but it was, I know I haven't demonstrated it, but anyway, it was a team incentive, and that's where this card design came from. So this is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 6 from the largest. Number 6 is the daffodil. Everyday Arches. Okay, then on the scrap of white, you stamp and die cut out all those bee parts, which we are already talked about. And then we're just going to stamp some words down here. I'm going to stamp on this one different words than my other sample, just to give the customers both ideas. I will have both words out at class. So I'm going to stamp "We are meant to be." Of course, "be" is spelled B-E-E anytime you hear that word in this step. You're meant to be down at the very bottom of the Daffodil Delight arch in black. Of course, the arch is upside down. And then put this together. So, oh, we should have taken our trash out. Darn it. We have a lot of trash right now. The DSP arch is flat. The words arch is flat. And it's kind of centered right there in the middle of the front of the card. And then, doesn't really matter the order, but I'm going to take a really long piece of this petunia pop bordered ribbon, and wrap it from the inside of the card. Hold on, grab something. This reminded me to put tweezers in this packet, in this tub. Okay, from the inside, and then we're going to tie this in a bow at the very top. So it goes through the inside, and we're going to tie a bow. So we're going to make the plus sign. You're going to ask your friend to put their finger there so you can tie a bow. We're not going to do that. We're going to grab our reverse tweezers. Mine are from the Embossing Editions toolkit, but you can use reverse tweezers from anywhere. Flip the card upside down and tie a bow. A normal, regular old bow. Try to keep your ribbon straight though when you do that, as always. Not twisted and turned. Okay, so we have that cute bow. I need to trim it right there, but for the sake of time, trim it later. And then assemble the bee. How we doing? Yes. I'm going to put Lori's thing on here real quick so everybody we're going to do a mass requesting of either make a memento pad, partner up, or just sell us the uninked one without the white refill. Okay, dimensionals on my bee. This little bee is going to go over here top left in the daffodil section. And then we got the 3 hearts. So we're going to put them in, we're going to have one flat one with 1-dimensional and one with 2-dimensional. So they're going to get taller and taller as they go. So I just put 1-dimensional on this card, peeled off the backing, and put a second one. So we'll have 3 heights of a heart on there. And I'll put the lowest one down here above the word we, and the medium one above that, and the large one above that, or the tall one above that. So in person, it's kind of cute because it's progressively higher. And then, I don't think I mentioned it, but in the packet will be 2 in-color resin dots. Now, these are retiring. Sorry, I got distracted by y'all's comments. Thank you, Corinne, and thank you for the compliment. Thank you, Carrie. Hey, Carrie. Okay, this one, sorry, what am I trying to say? The resin dots are retiring. They're so cute. They're the current in colors: Petunia Pop, look behind me, Peach Pie, Pretty in Pink, Shy Shamrock, Summer Splash. So they're current colors. They're just retiring this embellishment, and they're discounted, and they're adorable. So we're putting Pretty in Pink ones, yes, that is the color, on this card, just a couple to the top right of the greeting, and that is the finished card number 4. Card 4. Here's my original, which is the original back from when I did the team incentive. So this says cute as can be. This says we are meant to be. So you can put whichever greeting you want on there or something else, whatever, but you know. Okay, so these are the cards for card class. I think I only have 1 packet left, but still, you can just get this idea. You can get the recipe cards tomorrow if you're in my email list. If you receive customer emails from me, you'll get the recipe cards sent to you. This is what the recipe cards look like, by the way. You don't have to print it, but if you do, it'll look like this. Supplies, measurements, not step-by-step instructions. That's for the people taking the class. And these are created on mystampinstuff.com. Don't forget, you get rewarded every time you order now. 10% back goes into your Stampin' Up account, and then you can apply those to future orders anytime you choose. So you don't have to spend it all at once. You can spend it all at once. You can save it up. You can keep ordering and ordering until you've saved up to a goal you have, you know, whatever the deal is. And then they expire after 1 year. And when you go into your account, it will tell you what's about to expire, and it will use the oldest ones first. So it's pretty awesome. Hope y'all have enjoyed this, and I hope to see you Saturday in person, but you know, that's another story. Have a great week. I should be back next Thursday at 9 a.m. I wish this set had Be Happy. I know that would be so cute. And happy birthday. I know, in this font, right, Lori? 100%. That would be so cute. And I can't remember if the other set has Be Happy, nor if it's the same font. I can't remember, you know. But yes, agree. Those are great ideas. Thanks, Tyra. Thank you very much. Thank you, Lori. Thanks, Melanie. Thanks, Cindy and Carrie. I hope everyone has a great day and weekend. Oh, it's Easter. Happy Easter. Somebody loves you. Happy Easter. A gift from Retreat. But anyway, everyone have a great Easter. If you live here, you might get some rain in the morning, apparently. But other than that, have a wonderful weekend. Thank you, Pat. All right, I'll see y'all later. Bye.